Yo, let's talk about Africa. But not the Africa you see on those sad wildlife documentaries. We're going back in time, back to the late 1800s. Picture this: European powers, hungry for land and resources, decide to carve up Africa like a giant pizza. They called it the Berlin Conference. No Africans were invited, of course. It's like planning a surprise party, but the surprise is you don't get to come. This conference messed Africa up big time. It drew borders that made no sense, splitting up ethnic groups and igniting conflicts that still burn today. It's like they took a beautiful mosaic and smashed it to pieces. The legacy of this colonial chaos is still felt, my friends. From civil wars to economic instability, the ghost of colonialism still haunts Africa. But here's the thing about Africans. We're resilient, we've been through a lot, but we always rise up. And that brings us to a new chapter in this story, one where Africa is taking back its narrative. So colonialism, officially over, right? Not so fast, my friend. It's like that ex who keeps showing up on your doorstep with a boombox. It's called neo-colonialism, and it's the gift that keeps on taking. Think about it. Western corporations still control many of Africa's resources. They swoop in, extract the wealth, and leave little behind for the people. Meanwhile, African nations are drowning in debt, forced to take loans with impossible conditions. It's a vicious cycle that keeps Africa dependent and underdeveloped. But hey, at least those corporations get to boast about their corporate social responsibility initiatives. You know, like donating a tiny fraction of their profits to build a school or two. It's like stealing someone's car, then giving them a ride to work. Let's talk about economic exploitation. This isn't just about stealing resources, it's about rigged systems. Imagine a game of Monopoly where one player starts with all the properties and hotels. That's what Africa is dealing with. Unfair trade deals where African nations are forced to sell their goods at dirt-cheap prices while buying expensive finished products from the West. It's like being stuck in a bad relationship where you're always giving more than you receive. Then there's the issue of brain drain. The brightest minds, the doctors, the engineers, they often leave Africa for better opportunities elsewhere. It's understandable, but it's like constantly training your replacement. Africa loses its talent, its potential, while the West benefits. It's a system designed to keep Africa down, but here's the good news. Africans are waking up to this reality. They're demanding fair trade, investing in education, and creating opportunities at home. The tide is turning slowly but surely. The price of injustice, reparations for colonial wrongs. Now let's talk about reparations. It's a word that makes some people uncomfortable. They'll say, hey, that was the past, let's move on. But you can't just sweep centuries of exploitation under the rug. It's like spilling coffee on someone's shirt and saying, don't worry, it'll wash out eventually. Reparations aren't about revenge, they're about acknowledging the harm done and taking responsibility. It's about righting the wrongs of the past to build a more just future. Some European nations are finally starting to have this conversation. They're recognizing their role in the slave trade, in colonial atrocities. It's a start, but there's a long way to go. Reclaiming the narrative, modern re-evaluations of history. For too long, the story of Africa has been told by others. Colonial powers wrote the history books, painting themselves as benevolent saviors while portraying Africans as primitive and helpless. But guess what? Africans are reclaiming their narrative. They're rewriting the history books, telling their own stories in their own voices. From museums to universities, there's a global movement to decolonize knowledge, to challenge the Eurocentric perspective that has dominated for so long. This is about more than just history, it's about shaping the future. It's about ensuring that African voices are heard, that African perspectives are valued. It's about time, wouldn't you say? A new era of cooperation, Africa's global relationships today. So where does Africa stand in the world today? It's complicated like any relationship. There are new players on the block like China investing heavily in infrastructure and development. Some see this as a new form of colonialism, but others argue that it's a chance for Africa to diversify its partnerships and negotiate better deals.